conduct the test by determining the null and alternative, the test statistic, and the p-value. So test whether P1 is greater than P2. So this is a test of two proportions. We can tell because it's a poll, 123 out of 258, and a second poll, 141 out of 304. So we're testing whether P1 is greater than P2. So is this the null or is this the alternative? Null or alternative, this has to be the alternative. Remember, the null always has an equal sign. So that means the alternative is P1 greater than P2. The null is P1 equals P2. That's the one we checked, part A. Okay, determine the test statistic. Well, this is just like the other problem we did with Oregon and North Carolina liking dark chocolate. We're comparing 123 out of 258 to 141 out of 304. And we can use StatCrunch. Okay, so stat proportions to sample with summary. The first one is 123 out of 258. The second one is 141 out of 304. And we want the test statistic. It doesn't say, oh, alpha equals 0.1. Okay, so we can go further down. We want a hypothesis test. P1 is greater than P2. That means P1 is bigger, so the bigger minus the smaller is positive, is the correct alternative hypothesis, and we want it at alpha equals 0.1. So we click compute. And StatCrunch, as usual, has done all these computations for us. Determine the test statistic. The test statistic, when it says Z-stat, that means it's a normal test statistic. T-stat means it's a t-test statistic. So here the test statistic to 2 decimals is 0.31. So this is the number of steps away we are. Remember, for the normal distribution, usually 2 steps is too far. Here we're only a third of a step away. We're only 0.3 steps away. So we know that this is going to be a do not reject. We're not very far away at all. P-value to 3 decimal places, 3798, that'd be 380, rounding to 0.380. Okay, so that's good too. And the result of the hypothesis test, the easiest way is to use the P. Here P is obviously pretty high. P is 0.38. The alpha was 0.01. So 0.38 versus 0.01. P is high. We let it slide. It's a do not reject the null hypothesis. Do not reject means there is insufficient evidence to conclude the alternative. So the alternative is P1 greater than P2.